sad thing to see. There's a lot going on too. The 80s, those families affected by that influx. Man, Reagan was cold. Iran Contra, all that stuff. Crack was everywhere, man. That's when a lot of this, a quick perspective, when I first started at CPS, Child Protective Service, for those who don't know what CPS is, I'm trying to educate a little bit. 2006, that was the year where, that was the year when all of the, a majority of the babies that were removed, in the 80s, with a lot of those parents, got caught up in that crack sweep, those of you student athletes that have families that are affected by crack, you know what I'm talking about. That's a monster of its own. Parents that dibble and dab and then become gone in the wind off of that stuff. And so a lot of the babies were removed from homes at that time. And in 2006 was like the big year to where all those kids that were removed were about to be emancipated from the foster care system. And statistics, man, sad. Statistics of foster kids in the foster care system, and not foster kids, repeated. Kids in the foster care system. Focus on the system. I mean, that's an interesting system, man. I don't know how it could work personally. I don't know. I think looking at what didn't work was a big part of my motivation with walkthrough. A big motivation to figure out I need to create a system that will work. And walkthrough works. I have to write that one down. It's crazy what you discovered when you was talking. But I brought that up because of the song by Big Rich, Reaganomics. Talking about a time where I remember how it changed. Going to members' houses, my family was houses. We lived everywhere. And, fortunate, man. I got to see it, but didn't have to live in it. Man, things definitely did change, and there's still lasting effects to this day. So, I haven't fully diagnosed that system. Kids that come out of that, outcomes, not good. Something else needs to happen. That's for sure. But like everyone else, I think the reality is that everyone is not going to make it. Just period. Whatever system come from one of those systems, man. Hey, don't know. But I do know a few. I know a few that have the inner survival skill. Talk about resilience. Man, I know some student athletes that have resilience because of their involvement. And really, with a kid like that, has just been through the ringer, you know that if harnessed and aware and conscious and transferable, they can live an extremely successful life. Because I would always tell kids that I work with that just to get them to acknowledge the fact that we're stronger than most people walking around, man. Everyone can't go through those conditions, you know. So try to put yourself in their shoes sometimes, you know. I used to do it all the time, like, man, how different that would be had that happened. You know, I can talk about that system now because I'm not a social worker. So it is what it is, you know. They need help though. You know that much. They need help. Right, feed. I can help. They need it too. But in the 80's was something else. The 80's was something else. The 80's was back in the time where early 80's, man, afros with no hairlines. Afros and no hairlines, patting it down. You really wasn't picking it up back then. You was patting it down. You know, no hairline though. That's the cold part. You still had that little baby hair in the front and on the sides. But you had a cool little afro though. It's crazy because that's what you end up going back to when you become an OG. Wow. What else happens in this lifetime?